Have I made a big mistake? I put together a sidecar outfit recently, and based on the little Harley 883 Iron Sportster. It's a nice enough looking outfit. Got a Steve style sidecar, all custom made. But anyway, put it all together, and the question is, has the little Harley got enough grunt? So let's take a look at the other options, the new options on the market today if you're in the market for a sidecar. Firstly, there's the Ural, been around forever, 750cc's, 41 horsepower, 46 newton meters of torque. They sell for about $35,000 new here in Australia. The Royal Enfield 650cc Continental, very nice bikes, 52.3 newton meters of torque, and if you have an Inda sidecar, they come in at around 16k. But new to the market and pretty exciting really is the Changjiang 650. It's a liquid cooled modern engine. It's selling for about 25,000, very similar to the Ural, but with 62 newton meters of torque. So that really is something worth looking at. It has that combination of the off-road ability that the Ural has, but it also has the good road speed. So the 883, it clocks in at 73 newton meters of torque, or about 58 brake horsepower. It's pretty clear to see that the little 883 is definitely in the realm of what manufacturers think is desirable for a sidecar vehicle. So for those reasons, I think the 883 is a good option. There is of course the 1200cc Sportster, which is another good option, but it produces the torque at a higher rev range and it's got a higher top end. So the 883 is also geared lower, so it produces its power at a much lower rate, and that helps the 883 be a very good little sidecar hauler. The primary thing you need in a motorcycle that you want to hook a sidecar to is you want to be starting to think about torque figures. You don't need super high torque figures, but you need significant torque figures, because torque is the ability of the engine to do work. It's its ability to move an object, whereas horsepower is how quick it moves an object. But if you've got a bike that's got plenty of torque and a good gear ratio to match it, so that you produce your torque at low revs, you're going to be able to travel easily at slow speeds on gravel roads just by idling down the road, and you're going to be able to open it up and accelerate quickly enough to 100 kilometres an hour. Sidecars aren't speed machines. You can set a sidecar up and yes, it can go fast, but the reality is, if you're sitting on 100, 110 kilometres an hour on the freeway, that's all you need to do. Occasionally you need to pull out to pass a car, but realistically, you're not looking for the performance out of a sidecar that you do out of a conventional bike. And for that reason, it's more about how they perform between 0 and 100 kilometres per hour and how they pull in that rev range that is something that you need to consider when you're looking at bikes for a sidecar. Reliability is important when you've got a sidecar. You need to be able to get there and you need to have confidence in your bike. I don't think Harley Davidson has built a more reliable engine than the Evolution engine, and the best of all those Evolution engines were in the Sportsters. Well, the key to handling is to set up a sidecar well, to have it set up properly. And in my case, I've got a friend that's very experienced, and he's set up both my sidecars, and neither one of them give you any trouble. They're sturdy, they're safe on the road, they don't lift, they don't tilt. If somebody tells you that you're riding a sidecar and it's going all over the road, there's something wrong with the setup in the sidecar. The other thing about the 883 that made it attractive as a sidecar unit for me was we wanted something that we could put on a trailer behind a motorhome and carry around. This little 883 goes on and off the trailer. It's not too wide, it's not too heavy to drag up onto the trailer, so that's a big plus for that bike in terms of being a sidecar hauler. It has been all over Australia, as I said, and it handles dirt roads quite well. It's no good on full-on corrugations. I could improve the suspension to get that better, but it is a bike that you will take down a dirt road if you need to and not be too worried about it. How's it go pulling off at intersections? No problems there, and plenty left. Sidecars are very practical. You can carry a lot more gear in a sidecar than you can on a two-wheel motorbike. Your passenger is also more comfortable, and if you're travelling for long distances, that means that you can camp. You've got a lot more space to put your gear. If you're travelling from motel to motel, you can carry suitcases if you need to, or good clothes, whatever you want, you'll fit them on a sidecar. I got into sidecars as a result of a serious motorcycle accident, and that left me with injuries, which meant that I couldn't get my feet onto the ground to support the bike on two wheels. And the answer for me was a sidecar. So even before I got out of hospital, I started drawing up plans for a sidecar. Once you make the transition, you tend to stay with sidecars. Bikes are good fun, but sidecars are just as much fun. They're different, but they're great fun. So did I get it right? Is the 883 a good sidecar hauler? Let me know what you think. I think it's got a good combination of the factors required to make a good outfit. In many ways, I think it's preferable to the commercial options, the factory bought options, but that's a matter of personal opinion. Could I have gone with a bigger bike? Would have been difficult to fit onto the trailer, but the other side of that too is I do have a bigger bike, and we'll look at that in the next video.